Hey, I just want to say I appreciate all the comedians, the veterans that was speaking on comedy today. Speaking on the Katt Williams, Shay interview. I mean, I heard Ali Sadiq and Toure and T-Ray Sanders and Comic Sean. I heard a lot of comedians give their perspective. And so let me say this about me. I've been doing comedy myself over 15 years, damn near 20. And I try to be that full-time comedian. But I can't do that not knowing when the next gig is coming, not knowing when, how I'm gonna pay my bills. I can't do that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I tried to do the homeless shit to try to make it. Like, I left my job and I became an Uber driver, right? And I moved, and I was trying to go to New York, but my car was too old at the time, so I went up to D.C. And me and my comedian friend, Von Michael, shout out to Von Michael. Yo, Von, we had cars, so we were Uber driving, Lyft driving, and living in our cars. This is a true story. This is what. So we was hitting comedy clubs. I was hitting comedy clubs in D.C., Maryland, Baltimore, and went up to Pennsylvania, just trying to do comedy, hit open mics, hitting comedians up, promoters up, just trying to get on these shows, not even getting paid, just really trying to stay busy, right? So this was the plan. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I would drive Uber all day until it was time for a comedy show. I go to the comedy show, get back in my car. I may drive some more Uber. When I got sleepy, I would go to a Planet Fitness. And the Planet Fitness was open 24 hours. And I would sleep in the parking lot, right? I'll wake up the next morning and go in Planet Fitness. I will work out. I'll use the bathroom, take a shit, whatever, work out, take a shower. And I had like a week worth of clothes in this luggage. And yeah. And so I would drive Uber again. So I wasn't broke because I was driving Uber and Lyft. I had money to eat, had everything. And I would go up and down from Pennsylvania down to Virginia, D.C., Maryland. I'll never sleep in a Planet Fitness in D.C. because they don't have open parking lots. They only have parking garages. And so also, I was on social media. And so I met women. So then it got to the point where I was, I think I'm a little handsome. And I was able to meet a woman and I would spend the night. And she used to say I was wrinkled. I guess she didn't know all my clothes is in my trunk. But shout out to Von Michael, because in the wintertime, so it was cold. During the wintertime, we did this during the wintertime. And it gets so cold, I had like 2 blankets on me. And I had to cut the car on, to cut the heat on, and then I cut it back off. But Von, he couldn't hang, man. He probably did it for maybe 3 weeks. Like, F this. And went and got an apartment. So it was a social experiment. Me like, yo, I heard the stories about Tyler Perry being broke and didn't have nowhere homeless, and you heard Steve Harvey being broke and he was living in his car. I said, man, shit, is this the rites of passage to make it in comedy? I gotta be homeless out this motherfucker? So I tried it, man, but it's not in me, man. So fast forward to today, I still do comedy. I still produce shows, but I'm not a full-time comedian right now. Nah, I can't do it. I love comedy, but let me say this. I'm not trying to make it big. I'm not trying to make millions and millions of dollars. What I'm doing now is I'm just writing and I'm promoting and I am trying to do shows. And if God willing opens up the door for me to get there, then I'm going to get it. But I'm not seeking celebrity no more. And I think I was really seeking celebrity. I was really trying to make the money. But if God if it's not in the cards for me, then I'm just gonna have fun with comedy and continue just to hustle and do businesses and things like that. But I appreciate the conversations. So let me tell you about how I felt about the comedy, about what Katt said. And I'm not Hollywood. I'm not even known everywhere, but I've met several big name comedians. Several. And it's true that comedians steal. And it's true that the big name comedians will take from the unknown comedian. That is very true. I had jokes taken, remixed, because when I started comedy, I was bombing. Shit, I was bombing a lot. And and maybe and it was a comedian said, "Man, look, he ain't say it right. They take that shit." And you hear it like, "Oh wow," but there's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. What it is. Well, one thing I learned about, if you don't want a joke to be stolen, make it the most original joke you could possibly do. Let me tell you about how that works. It's usually something very, very personal to you. Now, if I have a joke about, hey, my mother is Panamanian. She came to this country. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I was born on a military base and this and that. I mean, that sounds very personal. How many people have that story? But if you have a joke about, oh, Donald Trump, did you hear what Donald Trump said? That could easily be stolen. But you can't steal a joke. Let's say, hey, guy's in a wheelchair. He's talking about his disability, or a guy. He has a Mexican mom and a Jamaican dad, and he does jokes about that. Those is the most original jokes you can't steal. But some of the jokes that could be stolen are just some of the easy jokes like that. I don't know, man. Continue, just always write. Always right. I went to open mic tonight. I did a joke about, okay, so I don't know when y'all going to see this, but I did a joke about the guy who jumped over the bench to get to the judge. Like, the dude was athletic, and he got a couple licks off on that judge. So what I read when I looked into that story, the judge gave him 5 years originally. And his ass went over there and hit that judge, jumped the bench, and turned damn near 5 years to probably assault. And he probably going to get an extra 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. But a joke like that, it has a timestamp, because that's not a joke you can say 2-3 years from now, because it's not going to be on anybody's mind. But anyway, man, that's just my 2 cents. And I'm just going to post this because it's late. And everybody was talking about comedy today, and the comedians were going off. And I loved it, and I was very much entertained. But look, I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.